mature white-tailed buck is one of nature's most cagey creatures. As hunters, we can greatly improve our chances if we'll recognize that he's not magical, but just a well-evolved survivor. We must closely examine his needs and identify them relative to our hunting situation. The white-tailed buck has three major needs: food, sex, and most important, security. Without security, he will not approach the other two. The buck must feel secure in his travel routes. He feels most secure in thickets or right on the edge of thickets. He would choose his travel routes accordingly. He likes to travel where he can detect danger well in advance with his nose and not be seen. Once we find his travel routes and their intersection with rut areas and food sources, we stand a much greater chance of taking a buck. Danny's identified a well-used travel route along the edge of the woods. The woods are bordered by a grown-up field, which provides the cover bucks like to head to travel. This, in conjunction with a great food source and scrapes along the edge, make it a fantastic place to set a stand.
Good buck. Man, this snowy weather when brought him just got him moving good. Phew. Man, I'm glad he came. Looked like a real good hit. Phew, boy. We had, every time we hunt this stand, for some reason the acorns are staying longer on the ground. They're good longer than anywhere else. And the bucks are coming in here. And they're just moving all around us right here. Man, it looked good. I'm pumped up now. didn't see him in the field, nothing. I just looked up and he was there. Hey, where it was, we had to get so high in the tree.
It's late October and I'm hunting a swamp in South Carolina. This place offers everything I could look for in a stand. It's got the thicket here in the bottom, it's got perpendicular ridges running into it, and acorns galore. The next morning I found myself sitting on the edge of this swamp, waiting for a buck to come through. see anything. And doggone it, the rascal didn't come from behind me. You know, I didn't expect that because we're parked just out here a few hundred yards off the road on the edge of the swamp. And we walked in along the creek, kind of paralleling it and through the swamp to cut down on the scent. Plus, the wind blows back in this direction to here. So I didn't expect the deer to be coming that way. I looked around, right there he is. And I'm sure he crossed their scent trail because I was watching him. And he's real skittish coming through there. And what did he do though? He still stayed in the edge of this thick stuff. You know, but man, I love it. I hit him good. I'm sure I hit him right through the heart. It's kind of a tight shot. About, I don't know. It's pretty far, but and this is a prime example of close to a perfect location as you can get. You've got a swamp here, and you got a creek along the edge of it that runs into it. Bucks love to travel creeks and swamp edges. They love this thick stuff, you know. He has to have that stuff to feel secure. But then what else do we have? We've got, you know, the oak flat up here. They've got to have food. And plus where the food is at is where the does will be. And this being the first of the rut, you know, the pre-rut, that's where you're going to start finding the bucks and the scrapes in here, evidence of that. Another thing is you got the topographical features. This ridge filters out right here. That's why these trails are in here. But it ends right here. And then we got a hollow that comes in here. It's real thick. We know the deer bed there because other evenings I've been here. I see a lot of deer coming out of there in the evenings. So, you know, you've got topographical features. You've got food sources. You got travel routes and features like the creek. And you got the thicket and the swamp. All these come together with the buck sign that's in here. And you start adding them all up. And you come out with plains.
Alan, you ain't gonna get in there sitting there asleep?
I'll tell you what, as cold as I was, I got here and the sun started hitting me earlier. And man, I got tired.
Yeah. It warmed up. I shed my and left it back there on the road. What'd you see?
Man, not much. You see anything?
Yeah, saw one nice buck, but it was the same buck I saw yesterday, I think. But it was running that ridge.
Yeah.
We're halfway up the ridge, just walking along, and I grunted at it, turned and went the opposite direction.
Yeah. I didn't hunt that long. I just felt like getting down. I probably stayed in stand probably, I don't know, 7:15, something like that.
That doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, well, I done shot one. I forgot.
You got one? Where is it?
I hadn't trailed him up, but he come in out of the swamp there, heading up that Oak Ridge, and he started up there, and when he crossed the creek, he got real nervous. I went ahead and hammered him. I think I hit him right through the heart, but nice buck. Looked like he's horn, you know, out eating with his ears anyway, maybe a little wider. And he turned and went back across, and I walked over in the last place I saw him run. My arrow was laying there, it's covered in blood, so I just stuck it up and marked the trail. I figured I'd just come back up here and wait on you. And,
Well, yeah, good.
I figured, well,
You did. Well,
Yeah.
let's go find it.
yeah. But so you saw it big one more time?
Yeah, I saw it one more time. I think it was the same deer. I'm not positive.
Yeah.
It was a real nice deer.
Yeah.
He was by himself, and I was blown at first light.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened there, but and that was the only other deer I saw. Was
You know, I was just thinking about something. You know, we call that stand the mud hole stand. Might I'll change it to the buck hole because you've been seeing bucks in there every day. Yeah. You can see here his tracks and there's more blood. He's bleeding good now. Look here at all the acorns.
Yeah, they just started to fall not too long ago. They falling thick too.
That's where we're finding all the deer. You know, they're coming off that ridge. He was heading up onto it. Like there's blood everywhere. Yeah, a lot of blood right there. Oh, man.
Where you go for?
Nah, he probably gone 60, 70 yards. Man, look at that. Oh, boy, he got a good spread. 6 point. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice 6 point. But look how gnarly that rack is, would you? Isn't that neat? Look at that. Oh, this curl. Little acorn point. But look here. Just squiggly.
I know, on that back gun too.
Well, I thought he was a pretty good buck when I saw him this morning. I mean, it looked to me like he was out at his ears, his rack, and it is really neat. But man, he was on pins and needles coming out of that swamp.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was wired. I mean, just when he hit that creek, just like you flipped the switch on, because he was coming out onto that oak flat into the open.
He might have caught wind of y'all somewhere. As soon as they crossed that creek, he was pretty close by then.
Yeah, he was about 30 yards when I shot him, but the wind was blowing behind us. But I don't know. I just figured he was coming out of thick cover, but he's wanting them acorns, and that's where he was heading for, up on that ridge there. Oh man, it was neat though. I was glad to see that arrow disappear. Whew.
I bet.
But it's like he was coming up to those acorns, and we saw another buck this morning, and this is just prime time of the year, to be here, because we're here at the pre-rut. They're scraping hard. The bucks are letting us know where they're at, and anywhere you can find congregations of does, the bucks are going to show up too. And with the acorns hitting the ground, that's especially up on those little ridges like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, all along the edge of that swamp, with scrapes we found all week, and you've seen I don't know how many bucks down there along
in the swamp, down off the ridge. Yeah, they're walking that whole entire ridge, and then it goes into a swamp, and they come back up to another ridge on the other side. So they're walking that from ridge to ridge all the way through that swamp.
Right.
And shoot, I was seeing bucks yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning, or 8 o'clock yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
They were all feeding on acorns down there where you were at, weren't they? Man. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been super. The thing I love about down here, these deer are so pretty, because the hides and the fur is so thin, and the detail in them is just awesome.
You're used to the long hair deer, aren't you?
Yeah. These things are just beautiful animals. I mean, I love looking at them. The other thing I like about down here, after I stuck this one, it hit me, I can sit here and shoot another one if I wanted to.
That's
because there's no limit. And,
that's right.
I know this is the highest population density through this area of anywhere in the country. And, such liberal, no limit on the number of deer you can take. That's just incredible. And then the way you're managing your property here at Pond Pond, I mean, it really shows off. There's deer sign everywhere we go. And, there's bucks everywhere, and, it's just neat. It's not easy hunting. A lot of people don't realize these southern deer, to me, are the most skittish deer I hunt.
They are.
I mean, they're on pins and needles all the time.
Well, you've got to remember, too, we have the longest season in the nation, from August 15th to January 1st. So, from August 15th, there's, people in the woods, by October 20th, they've seen a person, or at least smelled a person.
Yeah, and it's rifle hunting then.
That's right.
But, it doesn't affect the bow hunting, because, like I said, the way you manage your property and the numbers and the control, you don't let people walk through the woods and all. And the deer are moving in their natural travel patterns. It's just great. Then you called this perfect too, aside from being a prime time with time of year, the pre-rut and the acorns falling. And then with this front blowing in, you told me the other day, said there were going to be bucks moving everywhere. And sure enough, there has been.
Pretty much every time we get a big front like that comes through, and then after we get weather like that, they're going to walk, and then you add the pre-rut to it. Shoot, we've got plenty more time to see if we can get a bigger one.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I'm sure happy with this, and it's been a great hunt. You got a super place here. The accommodations, everything's been awesome. I just want to say thanks.
Well, good. I'm glad.
We had a good time. It's been a great hunt. Of There's a lot of sun in here. Oh, look at this now. Boy, that's a fresh scrape right there. Pawed up 2 or 3 places, and these branches up here are nibbled off. There's scrapes down through here scattered out everywhere, but these down along the swamps where I'm finding the freshest scrapes. You know, when you come into an area like this hunting it, you want to pick out several different locations for a stand. Don't just say I'm going to hunt this one place and that's it. Go through and scout several areas. You know, back on the other side of here, this is a big old swamp runs through here. And the other side, there's a nice hardwood ridge comes into it with oaks and lots of hardwood. And just behind them, there's fields behind it. We've got stands set over there. And just like right here, we got the swamp back in here, you know. This is on the edge, and it comes into these hardwoods in here, these big live oaks and other hardwoods. There's a few red oaks in here, and they're dropping acorns. And you can look in here how there's no underbrush at all. It's easy picking on acorns, and most of the acorns you find in here are just fallen, you know. I went through here and I could hear the squirrels dropping acorns. But you come into an area like this and you look at it, you find these scrapes and stuff on the edge of a brake line like this, on the edge of a big thicket or a swamp here. That's where your bucks are going to hang out and hide. But what happens, you get a lot of does coming in here to feed. And what do? They draw the bucks in. This is a buck magnet. And right here is proof of it. I mean, this scrape is this morning. And, you know, it's a perfect place to, you know, put a stand. And what we have to figure out, you know, which way the wind's going. I have a general idea what it does in the afternoons and mornings here. And I can tell right now. So, you know, I think a perfect thing to do will maybe go right down here just a little farther, find more sign, but it gets thicker down in here. And I think what I'll end up doing is putting a stand down in there. Hunt maybe the first evening or two, and then I'm going to hunt the other side of the property. And Edward's going to be hunting too, so, you know, this is a great looking place. So what I got to do now is go back out and get my stands and bring them up and set them up in here. And once we're in here, we can watch these deer. If this isn't the exact spot, wherever we choose, well, in the deer down 50 yards, it's real easy to move the stands during the middle of the day. Leave them a day or two, come back and hunt, or even hunt them that afternoon if you do it quietly. With our tree ladders that we have from API and our stands, we can go right up a tree, not make any sound hardly at all. We can set our stands, and if old buck's back in there 300-400 yards, hey, he's not even going to know we're here. So when he comes in looking for Mrs. Right, we can put an arrow through him. One other thing about this edge line like this, these bucks will travel it up and down. And just like this is evidence of it. Right off the edge of the swamp, we have scrapes. I see another scrape down there. They travel this. It's a perfect place, a prime place to kill a big buck. With all the sign in the area, I figured it would only be a matter of time.
see his little girl this morning. So he'd been hunting this area. I hunted the first day. And I saw a bunch of deer in here. And he come back in here. He's seen 4 bucks in here. He's missed one. And we came in here yesterday. And I put this stand up and set it really, really high. And what it is, we're sitting here in the oak flat, right in the edge of the swamp. And these bucks are staying in the swamp. And the other day they were chasing does in here, a lot of does. You know, there's food in here. The deer have the cover. So the bucks come out of this swamp where they hide and are coming into this area. The other thing is, it's right here at the beginning of the rut, you know, the pre-rut, the prime time for big bucks, boy. When you got lots of deer, you got a food source like acorns hitting the ground, and you got cover right on the edge of the food source, everything's right. And that proves it right there. Man, I'm tore all to pieces. I had to shoot that buck walking toward me because the wind was going this way. I was really worried he was going to get us. But he did, and I got him. Man, he's a big old buck. Fat, I mean, fat. Looked like a real nice 8-point. But I hammered him good. That's where shooting a good broad head and lots of damage goes in. You know, don't overdo it. Shoot what you're comfortable with. And have a good broad head. You know, I shoot this head here. It's a head that I've got. And it's a penetrating full. And good strong shafts. And a bow that I'm comfortable with. And man, I love it. But you know the hardest thing? I started shaking hard when he was coming in there. I had to make sure I had that pin right on him. You know, when you're bow hunting like this too, you can do these little things. You prepare your bow before season. You know your bow. I've hunted this bow several years. I know what it's going to do exactly. It's a bow I like to shoot. Another thing, if you look right out through here, you'll see little markers up. I got one at 20 yards. I got one out there at 30 yards. I got one at 40 yards. That buck was right there at my 20-yard marker, just to the side. I knew my yardage exactly. That's where preparation goes in. I really set those there for Edward because he's just beginning out bow hunting, and you know, that will help him know his yardages, you know. But I tell you what, I done popped me a big rutting buck, and look at, I'm still shaking. Man, I'm happy. Oh gosh. And the neatest thing about it, I shot a buck yesterday, I shot a buck today, and you know what? I can sit right here and I can shoot another one because there's no limit here. I love it. Oh man, it's awesome. Whew.
Look care where he's falling there. How this is kicked up. Blood. Oh, good blood here already. Huh. It's no problem following him. Maybe we went across the log. Right there, there's blood everywhere. Man, look at that. Boy, he's bleeding good. Yeah, boy, I like seeing that now. Blood all over the tree. Oh, real good blood. Sprayed all over all this stuff. Oh, there's my arrow. Good deal. Good blood all over it. Wipe that off. Ain't no use trashing up the woods, is there? Let's see, here's blood. Here. Oh man, he's pumping. Yeah, good blood. was no problem. The way he's kicked up the leaves and bleeding, he should be right here. Oh, right there he is. Huh. I walked past him. I heard him stumbling over in here. Man, boy, what a buck. Huh. Yeah. Gosh, so look at this. What a buck. Man, he's a big body rascal. Man, look at him. Oh, boy, that is a big deer. Good grief. Big body deer. Huh, let's see. Oh, he's a 9 point. I thought he was an 8, but he's a 9. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful buck? Man, oh man. Real pretty rack. I love the color on these deer. You don't think this thing's been rubbing and fighting? Look at its horns, how they wore out through here. Wow. And if you look right here, he's got holes all in his head here where he's been fighting, taking horning. He's got a cut across the nose, cuts in the neck, one in the back here. Huh. Man, but he's a rutting buck. It's that time of year. You know, it's a prime time to kill a big buck. This is a heck of a buck right here. Reason being, we're at the pre-rut, right as things are kicking in. In fact, I saw a buck running a doe early this morning and just caught a glimpse of it. But, these bucks are scraping hard. When you find them starting to scrape, they're looking for does. And when it's a lot of scrapes, it's an excellent time to be out here. Another factor we have here, acorns are dropping, they're hitting the ground. And, they love to eat those acorns. They won't hit anything else when the acorns are hitting. And everything's perfect. Again, we looked at the habitat in here. You see this thick stuff in here? This is where bucks like to stay. We're right on the edge of the swamp here. They like to hide down in these areas. I don't care if it's a creek bottom, just a thicket along the edge of a cornfield or whatever. They like thick areas. Then right there where we were sitting, we got that oak flat. It's nice and clear in there. Plenty of oaks are dropping acorns, and does are coming in there. The bucks come in to feed, but the bucks really come in to look for the does feed in there. And that's just what this big boy was doing. Exactly what he was doing. Looking for a doe. It was perfect. We studied the wind directions, what time of day, the way they blew. We set our stand super high to get up to where we wouldn't be spotted. And sure enough, and we were lucky he was by himself, because those does are a lot more skittish than these bucks. They're looking at the ground for what they want. The does are looking for what wants them, They're looking for bucks on the ground and people in the trees. And, that's what they're doing. He had no idea we were in the area. No idea at all. But the neat thing about this, we've seen 4 or 5 different bucks in here. Edward's been hunting. He's seen several different bucks over the last few days. So there's other deer in here. This stand will continue to produce. Why? Everything's here that they want. You take one big buck out of the area, another one's going to take his place. And this may not be dominant buck, although the way he smells and the way his hooves look here, he's sure been scraping. He might be. But if he is, again, all these other bucks are in here. So we'll be able to take another buck out of here.
Yes. Down right there. Talk about close range right there. What we did, it's about now 6:45, it's pretty early. We're once again right next to the edge of the bed area. And they're funneling about, I'd say 3/4 of a mile. There's a big wheat field and there's a big little roll of timber here. They're coming down, they're funneling down across this creek right across here to a big bed area. He's not a BNC, but he'll work. Whew, that's a good buck. I went down in there, I don't think he's about 10 yards. He's good.
Woodland edge lines can be one of the greatest places to set a stand, especially when you have a fence line that comes in or borders one of them. This is one of the simplest places for a beginner to start out, as well as for a veteran.
Yes. Yes. Whew, buddy. Whew, just a little high. I couldn't get him to stop right there. Whew, man, yes. A little high, but he's down. He's not a big buck, but he's pretty good size. Big full-grown. But we're in another area. It's about 4 days later now from where we was at the other day. About the same place they're coming to these scrapes. The pre-rut's starting to come again. It's this time of year. I don't know if you're a gun hunter or not, but if you don't bow hunt, it's one of the best times to hunt because them bucks are starting to move. The does ain't ready, but they're starting to work in scrapes. He was coming to a scrape right there. Yes.
It's mid-November and Dirk, Neil, and I are on one of our favorite ranches to hunt. This river bottom's produced trophy buck year after year for us. Unfortunately, he crossed our approach route. That put an end to that. Early in the afternoon, I spotted a big buck moving through the thicket. I decided to grunt at him just a little bit to try and get his attention and swing him my way.
Oh, it's a good buck, way past his ears. White tarsals. It's walking away. Dirty's wide, black horn. Holy cow. Get the mass on that thing. He's thrashing the tree. That's a good buck. That big one. That's perhaps one of the largest, maybe the largest whitetail I've ever seen on the. It's got me shook. I could not believe the mass on that buck. It could long turn super heavy mass and a real wide spread. But he had a doe and heat the way he was acting, so you know, at any time they could come back by here. But God, what a deer. I passed up with two small bucks here today. Blew a shot at that big one this morning. I didn't blow the shot, he busted just so I wasn't paying attention. And now we see this rascal over here. Oh, I'm tore up. We just gotta hope things pan out. He comes by now. There goes old Junior back in there looking for it.
Dirk was in a stand we had labeled Old Faithful. A few years ago, I'd killed a Boone Crockett buck out of this area, so it had been a fantastic stand. Last year, I was sitting in the stand and I passed up a nice 13-point buck. I know it might sound nuts to pass up a 13-point, but looking at this buck, I figured he had so much potential, I was going to let him go. Who knows, maybe in a year or two, I'd get a shot at him again. Well, Dirk was back in Old Faithful.
That buck was after that dog, but it was too small, just a little 3x3. I'm gonna wait till he killed that buck. That's the first one I had a good shot at. The wrong buck, maybe another bit right behind it. Let's wait and see.
Dirk had a doe and heat come by earlier, and there was buck after buck coming through. That's a big old buck, but when he stopped, I couldn't shoot him. I had a bunch of limbs in my way. Just 5 feet either way, I had a shot. I couldn't see the shoot at him. Dog got it. He came across that opening, came right behind these limbs and stopped. Man, I was looking for a spot to shoot pretty bad. One buck came over his I don't see him. I guess he called it. It's enough to make you nervous. He was chasing the doe. I guess both those bucks had their nose down. I didn't see the big one. Watching the little one, I didn't really want to shoot him. So I didn't grab it. You know, I talked about earlier about passing up that 13 point to let him grow up. Well, I guess I won't get a shot, but Dirk sure did. Well, I guess Dirk owes me one. You know, looking at this buck last year and this year, look at the improvement in the size of the rack. A part of trophy management's letting your bucks mature. Look at the difference it made in 1 year on this buck.
Hey, all right. Man alive, what a buck. Oh, man. I can't believe it. It was such a great hunt. A buck. I've never killed a buck as good as this. I'm so happy with him. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now I call him 16, 8 by 8. And I'm happy with him. Whew. Well, I'm gonna need some help getting him out. So I'm gonna go get some friends, come back, get the truck in here as close as I can, and come back and get him. All right.
As I sat in the stand, I kept thinking about the buck that I'd seen. Man, what a monster. I'd sure like to get a shot at him.
Right through the heart. Good deal. Right through the heart. All right. Good deal. Cool deal. Just leave it there. Just wait. Let's see. He was somewhere right through here. Oh, right here. Good. Gosh, look at the blood in the hair. That's good. Man. You know, you look at that blood, there's all the bubbles already in it. Man, I can see blood out there everywhere. Like there's my arrow. Let's look at it. Good blood. Dark hair and white hair on it. Huh. Boy, it's a killing head, I tell you what. Oh, man, I love it. You know, when that buck comes in here, he was giving me a good shot. I drew on him. And when I released, I caught my sleeve just a little bit. And, well, I caught it a lot. I felt it pop. And I hit just a little lower than I meant to, but it looked to me like it caught him low, went right down. And I know he came out back here because I could see him standing over there bleeding really good. You know, he didn't go here. Oh, where I shot him, probably 70 yards. Stopped there, and it's real quiet, and I didn't push it. My deer laid down right there. So, you know, it's a good deal. Well, even though I don't need to, I still like doing these blood trails. Let's follow this one up. Oh, look at this. Going out through here good. Phew. Holy cow, look at that. Gah! Man, he's a lot bigger than I thought. Good gosh. Gah! What a deer. Man. Oh man, look at this. What a set of horns. Boy, he's a lot bigger. What a buck. Look at the neck on this horse. Man, oh man, look at this. This deer is huge. Look at his rack when it comes around. Real long main beams, real heavy, long points. You know, these deer out here are probably the biggest deer in the world. And they're comparable to anything I've hunted in Canada. And I've never seen such animals anywhere. And, you know, I killed a 184 here a few years ago. And just a tremendous buck. And the thing that impresses me about him is these big bodies. My 184, I estimated him to be a 145 when I killed him. And it just because the body's so big. And this buck's the same way. You know, I thought he was just a decent little 10 point. I had no idea he's a good Pope and Young 10 point. You know, it's just a tremendous buck. Look at this. He got all kinds of stuff up here on top where he's been horning. Oh man, oh man. I tell you, I love this whitetail hunting.
I wait to this time every year and look forward to it coming here to hunt. Hunting a big, big trophy whitetail. To me, it's the ultimate animal, the ultimate. And when I get into where, the racks look tiny on the body and they're this big, you're in some good whitetail country. Oh, the thing we got to remember, if we want to kill bucks like this, we have to be in areas they exist in. How do you figure that out? You can look at the records. Look at the record books, where your big bucks are coming out of. And over the last 10 years, and last 5 years, and see those areas. Go into those areas to hunt. Check with the State Game and Fish Department. They're very, very helpful. They will tell you the areas that are producing the big bucks, and a lot of times they have body weights on the deer and everything else. So a lot of good statistics. Then you can talk to sporting shops in the area, farmers in the area, just other hunters, and find out a lot of good information. This area I'm hunting right here, I heard about 10 years ago. And, it's proven to be everything I hoped it would be. Over the years, I've killed such huge whitetail in here. And I'm happy as can be with it. Just happy as can be. And the really wild thing is that I saw last night the biggest buck I've ever seen. And, there was no telling what that buck would go. He could even be approaching the 200 class. And he's still here, but it's my last day. And I got a buck, and I said last night, if I kill another big buck, I thought I'd be a little bit of disappointment in me. There's not. That old big boy's out here. He was breeding does last night, so he's going to be here next year. And then 3-4 years from now, maybe I'll start after some of his kids. Really super. Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, planning makes your hunt. Plan the areas you want to hunt. Plan the way you're going to hunt the areas. And be careful the way you hunt them. And they can produce bucks every day. You can see bucks every day out of it. And sooner or later, you'll get that chance. Oh, I'll tell you another thing that really helped me here. This buck looked straight at me. And with this elusive camouflage, he didn't see me. He looked up, held. I kind of squinted my eyes there a little bit because I don't like to make eye contact. If a deer looks at you, do not make eye contact. I think they know it when you do. But the elusive really paid off. He didn't see me. Oh, walked a few yards, came to draw, and hammered him. Man, I'm just so happy. God, what a deer. What a deer. Oh, this is beautiful. Man, now I got one other thing to do. And that's get him out of here. And I tell you what, I've got a long, long, long drag to get him out of this area. I'm going to have to peel out of some clothes and drag him a few yards and rest, but I don't mind. I don't mind a bit. Oh. Well, season was over in the States, so the only thing I had left to do is go south of the border. I'd been invited down by Valdy, a friend of mine in New Mexico. We were going into Mexico to hunt some of the bucks that I'd heard so much about. This was a totally foreign land to me in more ways than one. But I still applied the same basic strategy to hunting these deer. Look for break lines and travel routes in conjunction with rut sign, and sooner or later, a buck would be through.
Man, did that ever get my heart pounding. Oh, lordy, 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 lordy. Oh, gosh, I love it. Man, isn't that a beautiful buck? Oh. Mm-mm-mm. Oh man. And that's when I really start shaking. Gosh, what a buck. Well, I can see my arrow sticking out here. Go ahead and look at it. Yeah, about 22 yards or so. Look at that arrow. Huh. Man. Zipped through him like hot butter. Broke that blade off, but going through, probably hit that shoulder and shot him just quartered just a little bit. Oh, yeah, let's come look at that bad boy. Man, what a buck. Seen that buck a couple of days in here. Was really hoping to get a whack at him. Luck of the hunt. For me, anyway. Oh, look at this. Man, what a deer. Gosh, oh. He's 1, 2. He's broke off 3 points. Usually got a little problem with ground shrinkage. Look at this. Man. Gosh, oh. Look at this rascal, would you? Man, that is beautiful. What a buck. Man, look at this. Look at these broken points. Let's see, broke that one and that one. And this one, it's 3. And he's got 11 on him now, so he's been a 14 point. Look at this. What a deal. Gosh, oh, he's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that old big boy, would you? Big old rotten buck like that. Man, gosh, I love it. Look at this. You know what I like about him? His beams, look how they come out straight like that. And they're real long, and how they come out so far out the end of his nose. And look at the mass he's got. I mean, good mass. Huh. This is awesome. But broke 3 off, but I couldn't be happier. He's the best buck I've seen on this ranch. And he's a nice, pulpy young deer. And beautiful, beautiful animal. And again, this bad boy's going on the wall with my other big boys. Because it's just a really memorable hunt. And it was so neat being able to take him from the ground. And it's preparation, setting your areas up, getting in there, learning what you can about it, setting your stand up. They're blind over there on the ground, sun to the back, where you expect the deer to come in, the wind's right and all. Preparation's the key to it. Being in the right place at the right time to do the right stuff, having some luck. God, what a buck.